Hot and muggy temperatures will continue on over the next few days, but thanks to a front, we see a change in the forecast where morning lows are going to be nice and feel like fall. I have more on that as well as your actual forecast for today coming up.
Plus, we have the latest in a mass shooting in Montgomery that killed 2 people and injured more than a dozen others. That story.
The legal battles over National Guard deployments are heating up. I'm Rebecca Castor with the latest on President Trump's plans to deploy troops to certain cities.
First on the Gulf Coast with breaking news and weather. Fox 10 Midday starts now.
Well, hello everyone and welcome into Fox 10 Midday. Happy Tuesday. I'm Ashley Mitchell.
And I'm meteorologist Hannah Fink.
All right, let's get straight to the forecast today, Hannah. I've been hearing some rumors that we might have some fall weather. Maybe.
A taste of it is what I would say. I wouldn't say it's going to feel exactly like fall. Temperatures will still be in the mid 80s, but good news. That's the average for this time of year, and with drier air, it's going to feel great. Sure. Right now we have that tropical moisture. We've had those rain showers, so it definitely feels...
It's a little too muggy for me.
Yeah, a little too muggy. We were talking about it before the show, too. Both of our hair can...
Oh, it's been rough
The
today,
hairspray we've had to use today,
look
guys.
too close.
But let's take a live look outside. You can really see that doom and gloom cloud is still out there, especially in downtown Mobile, D'Iberville, Mississippi. And then people, you know, we have had those high risk of rip currents since the weekend, so people have not really gotten in the water, and then plus with the storms as well, people are finally getting back into the water. Definitely don't recommend it today. We still have a high risk of rip currents. Luckily though, those surf heights have gone down. We're about 2 to 3 feet today. We were at 5 to 7 over the weekend, so definitely a great change at that, but still be very cautious getting into the water today. Temperatures though across the area, 80 degrees already in a lot of areas, 81 in Pascagoula, 79 in Mobile, 81 in Bay Minette, 82 in Navarre, 80 in Evergreen, 77 in Grove Hill, and 79 in Fairhope. Here's those dew points that Ash and I were just talking about. Dark green means it is humid out there. Here's a look at our muggy meter. You can see a lot of us are well into that muggy category. We're going to be staying in there through the majority of today, so it'll definitely feel sweaty outside if you were out there for prolonged periods of time, especially for after school plans you may have. Temperatures versus heat index though, because we're well into that muggy category, atmospheric temperature mid 80s, but with that added on humidity at about 10 degrees, so we're going to feel like the mid 90s for the feels like temperature today. We're going to stay pretty consistent in that muggy category with mid 70s for our dew points today. So after school plans, make sure you stay hydrated, have multiple ways to stay cool out there. We could see a drizzle or maybe a rumble of thunder or two throughout the entirety of the afternoon. Very small chance for rain there, temperatures in the mid 80s. We continue to see that high risk of rip currents, but luckily we do have a change in our rip current forecast. I have that as well as your forecast and an update on the tropics coming up.
All right, Hannah, thank you. First today, investigators now say a deadly shooting over the weekend at a nightclub on Navco Road in Mobile was self-defense. According to police, the shooting happened just outside the club, but they say 4 others who were inside the building were hit when bullets went through the wall. When police responded to an emergency call Saturday at the club, they found 56-year-old Roderick Williams dead in the parking lot. Mobile County District Attorney Keith Blackwood says it appears Williams was the aggressor.
I believe that there was some kind of disagreement that sparked all of this. Our deceased individual, unfortunately, it appears he made some really bad decisions and suffered the consequences of those decisions.
Now, Mobile police originally identified the establishment as Celebrity Lounge, but a post on the Facebook page of Pwanz's Lounge identifies that as the name of the club. They say they're cooperating fully with the investigation and reviewing those safety protocols. Well, meanwhile, Montgomery's police chief is expected to give an update later today on the investigation into a mass shooting that killed 2 people and injured more than a dozen others. This shooting happening in the city's entertainment district. Montgomery's police chief says 2 arguing parties started shooting at each other with no regard for the safety of the people around them. Police say at that point, other people in the crowd who were armed also began shooting. At least 5 of the people shot have life-threatening injuries as of this morning. One Alabama mother even took to the steps of the state's Capitol in prayer as she lost her own son to gun violence nearly a decade ago. She says she's tired of the violence and state lawmakers share her sentiment.
So I have a hard time all day today, but I knew I should come out here with the power I have to ask every parent, every father, every minister, every young adult, every mother, every father who went through this. We should be doing this together tirelessly. I have asked for years after years, and now this has escalated.
That I joined her in being tired as well. One of the things that, I forget the lady's name in the start of the civil rights movement, who said, I'm sick and tired of getting sick. Dr. Benny Mays had a wonderful saying. He says, a young man may die, but an old man must. And the idea behind that is we don't expect these mothers to bury their children.
Some very emotional statements there. Governor Ivey also issuing her own statement, saying in part, quote, ensuring safe communities is the #1 priority for government at all levels, local, state, and federal. And unfortunately, I still feel the need for the state to further intervene in Montgomery and to have an even greater role in leading public safety efforts in our capital city. Well, in national news this morning now, still no deal to resolve the government shutdown, but there is talk about a possible compromise. As both Democrats and Republicans are holding their lines, we're seeing more impacts now from the government shutdown. Planes are still flying, but on the ground, signs of slowdown with more cancellations are popping up. Travelers already noticing a shortage of air traffic controllers as more and more call out sick, anticipating delayed paychecks. After yet another failed Senate vote, the administration is trying to ratchet up pressure on Democrats to accept a short-term funding deal to reopen the government. President Trump said he would be open to talk with Democrats about the renewal of what was supposed to be COVID-era Obamacare subsidies. However, the president says Democrats, quote, must allow our government to reopen. In the meantime, it is possible we could see more votes in the Senate today, but the numbers have not changed. Republicans still need a handful of Democrats to sign on to their measure to reopen the government. As Congress continues its deadlock over a government funding measure, some federal spending has been put on hold. Because SNAP, Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Programs, are state programs, the offices are still open and the participants do still have benefits they can use. Alabama Arise senior policy analyst Carol Gundlach says around 800,000 Alabamians are on SNAP, which is a food assistance program providing monthly benefits to low-income households. She says it's the single most important anti-hunger program in the country. And while people will get help this month, November could see a disruption if the shutdown lasts into next month.
We have gotten through previous shutdowns with the Department of Human Resources and USDA working magic to make sure that people get their benefits in subsequent months. I'm hoping that that will happen this time around.
Gundlach wants to reiterate that the Alabama SNAP and WIC offices are still open right now, so if you have an appointment or paperwork to turn in, go ahead and do so. Well, amid the shutdown, many are concerned about the WIC food assistance program. WIC is a national food assistance program that helps women, infants, and children. Unlike SNAP or other programs, though, WIC relies on the yearly congressional budget for its funding. It's currently still available to recipients, but every day the shutdown continues, the more WIC funds are used. And ultimately, that money could run out. Alabama Arise senior policy analyst Carol Gundlach says again, WIC funds that have already been distributed aren't going to be taken back.
The last thing we want people to do is not provide food for their families when the benefits are there for them to do it.
Now, the president and CEO of the National WIC Association says Congress quickly needs to pass a funding bill that protects WIC, saying that every day that passes, the organization is closer to a crisis. Well, despite legal challenges, federalized National Guard troops could be on the streets of Chicago as soon as today to help protect federal agents and property. Fox's Rebecca Castor has the latest.
After days of clashes between federal agents and anti-ICE protesters in Chicago, the White House is stepping in and federalizing some of the state's National Guard troops. Texas also answering the call to help, with Governor Greg Abbott sending soldiers despite objections from Illinois' governor.
Governor Abbott should stay the hell out of Illinois' business. Donald Trump is using our service members as political props and as pawns in his illegal effort to militarize our nation's cities.
Illinois is suing to stop the deployment of troops, and they're hoping for a similar ruling to one in Oregon, where a federal judge recently shot down President Trump's plans to send National Guard troops to Portland.
With all due respect to that judge, I think her opinion is untethered in reality and in the law. For more than 100 days, night after night after night, the ICE facility has been really under siege.
The White House is appealing that decision, and the president isn't ruling out invoking the Insurrection Act, which allows him to mobilize the military to conduct civilian law enforcement activities under certain circumstances.
We have an Insurrection Act for a reason. If I had to enact it, I'd do that. If people were being killed and courts were holding us up.
Despite both of these states fighting in court, the White House thinks they'll ultimately win, just like they did in California after deploying troops to LA earlier this year. In Washington, Rebecca Castor, Fox News.
11:10 now, and coming up, Fox 10 is committed to your safety. We'll tell you about a free car seat safety event we're hosting right here at the Fox 10 studios on Satchel Paige Drive. Plus, Governor Kay Ivey is partnering with Alabama and Auburn fans to help fight against hunger. We'll have that story in just a moment. But first, Hannah, hungry for some fall weather for sure.
Yes, we just have to get through another day, or maybe into tomorrow as well, of those rainy chances for our weather. But luckily, today will not be as widespread as we've seen the last 2 days. Probably we'll see a drizzle and possibly a rumble of thunder or two throughout this afternoon. Then we start to dry out later on this week. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with Fox 10 Midday.
Welcome back into Fox 10 Midday this morning. You might remember our story about the nonprofit Pilots for Christ. Sermon Farms recently held a fundraiser for the group centered around its famous sunflowers. And now we know just how much they were able to raise for this good cause. Our Stephen Moody has been following this story since the beginning, and he has the update now.
It's officially fall here at Sermon Farms.
Started on peanuts, now we picked some cotton, so it's just getting ready to harvest this stuff right now.
But it was back in August when these sunflowers bloomed for a great cause. The farm put together a free sunflower field picking event, but people were able to donate to Pilots for Christ. The organization is known for providing free air transportation to patients in need, and Sermon Farms are known for their beautiful sunflowers, so it was a perfect fit. And it's something that is very personal for this crew here in Daphne.
My brother, he helps fly some for them, so very needed in this community. I had a few friends that had to use that plane, to go to MD Anderson, and it means a lot that, you just get on the plane and go, no questions asked.
Now we know the event raised over $10,000. That far exceeds last year's total, and it was definitely needed. Pilots for Christ have faced some significant operational costs, some as high as $50,000. And for this fundraiser to raise as much as it did, it really shows a strong community effort, an effort that doesn't stop just because the sunflowers aren't blooming.
It's a great feeling. We thank all the community for what they did for us and hope they got some enjoyment out of sunflowers. They don't have to stop giving, keep giving year round, because that's an ongoing thing to give the Pilots for Christ.
Stephen Moody, Fox 10 News.
And it really is a stunning farm if you're able to make it out there. The organization also has its Be Our Co-Pilot campaign, and we have more on how you can help out on our website. That's fox10tv.com. And new today, Alabama Governor Kay Ivey is asking Alabama and Auburn fans to help fight hunger. Governor Ivey, alongside Obby and Big Al, kicked off 2 different food drives. For Auburn, it's the Beat Bama Food Drive, and for Alabama, it's the Beat Auburn, Beat Hunger Food Drive. The drive pits Auburn and Alabama fans against each other in a friendly rivalry to see who can collect the most food and donations for local food banks.
Whether you root for the Auburn Tigers or the Alabama Crimson Tide, at the end of the day, we're all Alabamians. And we Alabamians know a thing or two about uniting together for an important cause like fighting hunger.
And since its inception, Alabama and Auburn have combined to raise more than 10 million pounds of food for Alabamians in need.
Taking a live look outside over at Pensacola Beach. The blue skies are trying to poke through. Luckily, the surf heights look to have calmed down compared to what this weekend is. Still a high risk of rip currents out there. Surf heights are not as high, but still be cautious getting into the water. And if there are red flag wavings, please avoid getting into the water. Here's a look at our weather headlines for what we're tracking. We can continue to see those chances for showers through Thursday, but after that, a front moves through our area later that week, changing our forecast. We'll have fall-like weather for this weekend. Our lows will be in the lower 60s, and some of us will even be in the upper 50s with drier air. But we got to get through this warm and toasty day first. We are going to have highs in the mid-80s, some of us even close to the 90 degrees. We have 85 in Destin, 84 in Pensacola, 83 in Gulf Shores, 83 in Fairhope, 85 in Mobile, 89 in Bruton, 90 in Evergreen, 85 in Grove Hill, 85 in Leakesville, and 84 in Pascagoula. It's going to feel toasty out there. Our dew points are still in the mid-70s, so definitely a muggy feel out there. You feel it right when you walk out the door. That's going to stay pretty consistent throughout the day today. So we're going to add 10 degrees to the actual temperature outside, so we'll feel like the mid-90s today, especially well into this afternoon. So if you are outside, make sure you stay hydrated and find ways to keep yourself cool. Into this afternoon, though, we could start to see some showers develop, maybe a rumble of thunder or two in certain areas. Temperatures will stay into the mid-80s for the most part, and these showers, it won't be heavy rain like we saw over the last 2 days. For the most part, it's just going to be a few drizzles here and there. You'll need an umbrella, but you probably won't need all the rain gear. Here's a look at the futurecast, though. Could have some coastal showers slowly push their way inland, but once they make their way inland, they look to fizzle out. A lot of isolated showers scattered throughout the entirety of the area. We could see an increase in coverage by 5 o'clock during the dinner time hours east of the bay for the most part, but a lot of these will be short-lived, maybe 15 to 20 minutes. Not a lot of instability in the air to support any of these showers and thunderstorms. And once 11 o'clock rolls around, we clear out into our Wednesday morning, leaving us with some mostly cloudy skies. Do be cautious, though. We could have some patchy fog develop into the overnight hours. So if you are driving overnight or early into the morning, do be cautious of that development possible. We do continue to see a high risk of rip currents today, 83 degrees, only a 20% chance for rain near the coastline, but still be cautious out there. Keep an eye on the sky. We do see a transition to a moderate risk of rip currents for tomorrow into Thursday. Friday, we go back to a high. This weekend, we're going to keep an eye on rip current risks out there. And an update on the tropics. We have Tropical Storm Jerry, which is 45 miles per hour. Pressure is around 1,006 millibars. It's moving west at 24 miles per hour, so a little bit on the faster side, but luckily it's not going to affect us here in the United States. Likely to become a hurricane by Wednesday. It's turning towards Bermuda, so not a threat to our area. And then there is a disturbance area off the Yucatan, so about a 10% chance of development there off the Bay of Campeche, and then likely to just go back into Mexico. Just an area of disorganized showers and thunderstorms, not going to affect our area either. 7-day forecast shows some weather to continue on into the middle parts of this week. Then we have that front come through, bringing our temperatures right where they're supposed to be and bring us pleasant mornings into this weekend.
We're really looking forward to it. Thank you, Hannah. Well, you have a chance to make sure your children are safe in the car because Fox 10 is hosting a free car seat safety event. Installing a car seat, though, is not as easy as it seems. Lots of things can go wrong and can put your child in danger on the roads. So we invite you to come see us here at the Fox 10 studios next month to get your car seat checked. Licensed car seat technicians will check your seats and they will fix any problems they might find. Those problems can include anything from recalled seats to using the wrong seat to the seat being too loose. We are partnering with USA Health Children's and Women's Hospital, and we will be giving away a limited number of car seats at this event as well. We hope to see you there and that you'll come see us in November and make sure your children are safe in the car. And health experts are out with a reminder that our students need to eat breakfast. Fox 10's Sarah Wall taking a look at why there's such a focus on breakfast, the importance of nutrition for a successful school day, and some programs available to help those in need. You can check that out right now on the Fox 10 Gulfstream TV app. Still much more to come on Fox 10 Midday. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and health experts are sounding the alarm on a lesser-known disease, lobular breast cancer. We have the details on this and much more coming up. Welcome back. We have continuing coverage now of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. An American Cancer Society report released today says an estimated 33,600 women will be diagnosed with lobular breast cancer this year. Despite the prevalence of this subtype of breast cancer, researchers say it remains understudied. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither speaks to the report's senior author about the signs of this lesser-known disease and those symptoms that differ from other types of breast cancer.
It's a lesser-known breast cancer that develops in a patient's milk-producing glands, and cases of lobular breast cancer are on the rise in the U.S.
Most people aren't familiar with this subtype, and I think it's because the short-term prognosis is very good.
But Rebecca Siegel with the American Cancer Society says that there's a delayed detection of this type of breast cancer. Long-term prognosis for advanced disease is not good. She's the senior author of a report that found there's a critical need for more research into this specific disease.
We need to distinguish this cancer in clinical trials so that we can find more effective treatments, because incidence rates are actually increasing quite steeply, more steeply than for other types of breast cancer.
Because tumors and those with lobular breast cancer grow in a linear pattern or maybe spread out, Siegel says they don't form a lump like other breast cancers and can be harder to detect during a mammogram. So she says women need to watch out for other signs, including nipple inversion, hardening of the breast skin, or dimpling of that skin. If these symptoms are consistent over a week or two, she says go see a doctor.
Adjuvant chemotherapy doesn't really work. So we need to distinguish this cancer in clinical trials so that we can find more effective treatment.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
And like we just mentioned, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and there are resources available to women who don't have health insurance in Mississippi. Cancer doctors in Mississippi say older Mississippi women have one of the lowest rates of breast cancer screenings in the country, and there are different factors at play with that. The Baptist Mobile Mammography Unit meets women where they are in areas that otherwise have limited to no access to those screenings. And the fund for the Girls program helps cover the cost of those screenings for those without health care coverage.
We know that 1 in 8 women in Mississippi will be diagnosed with a breast cancer. Not all breast cancers can be detected through a self-exam, so screening mammograms is the most reliable way to catch breast cancer early. We have funding through our National Breast Cancer Foundation because, believe it or not, we do have some 19-year-olds here recently that are having some masses, and so we're able to approve for that to be paid for.
Federal funding through the National Breast Cancer Foundation also makes it possible for the Mississippi Department of Health to offer resources. Mammograms can be free of charge for uninsured or underinsured women between 40 and 64. The best way to find out if you can qualify and be directed to a provider in your area is to check with your county health department. Well, still to come, we're taking a look back at the early beginnings of colonial Fort Condé. Plus, artificial intelligence is said to be helping Santa with gifts this holiday season. We have much more coming up in our business headlines, but first, Hannah, looking forward to some fall weather this weekend.
Yes, but we have to get through a few days of a few more rain showers. But for your afternoon planner, if you have plans that involve being outdoors, maybe just grab that umbrella just in case. We could see some drizzles here and there, maybe a rumble of thunder, but most of us will stay dry, continuing to see those gloomy clouds out there, but the sun could poke through by this afternoon. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
From snakes to iguanas, one local teen enjoys sharing his love of animals with the community. Our Vanessa Pacheco is hanging out with Outdoors with Jay and gets a tour of his brand new reptile trailer.
You guys, how cute is Leppy? I am here hanging out with Outdoors with Jay. I'm here with Jay Lightsey. He is the owner, president, founder of the reptile bus of Outdoors with Jay. Okay, Jay, I have to ask you, who is that we have
This
here?
is Ruby, my albino green iguana. and this is her favorite spot to relax on me.
I can see she looks very relaxed. Okay, let's talk about this brand new reptile bus that you have here. Let's talk about these reptiles.
Well, I have a different variety of tortoises. You can see right here I have a pancake tortoise named Waffles. He's one of my favorite tortoises. I have a frog. I have all different kinds of snakes.
Wow, you have a little bit of everything. Now, we're seeing a few reptiles in here. How many do you have overall?
I have about 75.
75 reptiles. Now, you have the reptile buzz. What inspired you to start this?
I've just always been a fan of the reptiles.
Yeah. And then what do you want people to know overall about reptiles?
That they're not evil. They're not trying to get you. They matter just as much as you do.
Okay, so we're over here on this side. Who are we having here?
That is Scar, my big green iguana.
Wow, so you also have iguanas, right? And then we have on this side,
I have a rock iguana right there. And then over here, I have a Chinese water dragon.
This is so cool. Now, it's a really neat space. Who helped you build this?
My dad helped me build it.
Okay, that's so cool. Okay, so we've been talking about the reptile bus, but you're also an author, right?
Yes, I am. I actually wrote a book called The Cutest Reptiles and Amphibians of the World.
This is neat.
And this is to make little kids fall in love with reptiles. I've always been a fan of them, and I want little kids to grow up to love reptiles just like me.
I love that. Now, you're talking about the love of reptiles. You take this trailer all throughout the city in different places. Where have you been?
I've been to outdoor events, schools, daycares, birthday parties. I've been to the Sausage Festival before, been all different kinds of places in Baldwin County.
So cool. Now, if anyone wants to get more information about Outdoors with Jay and then maybe learn more about the reptile bus, where can they go?
They can go to my social medias. It's called Outdoors with Jay or the Reptile Bus. And they can contact me on Instagram. That's the better way. But you can look at my videos to see me catch animals and show more about my other animals.
So cool. Okay, guys. Well, you know where to find him. Instagram for sure. Jay, thank you so much for this. This has been so much fun. And look at this. I mean, can I complain? Leppy here. We got Ruby here. Thank you so much, Jay. Okay, here we go. Say bye. Toss it back to the studio.
The turtle was cute there. The snakes were a little scary, but what a neat place to visit. Well, Colonial Fort Condy is a downtown destination linking the port city to its past. In this week's We the People segment, we're taking a look back to the early beginnings. Fort Condy hosts several school visits, and their latest exhibit highlights trade in the early 1700s. Wine and flour for bread were the #1 imports. The exhibit also showcases the importance of trade with the Native Americans, and not just guns, but sought-after everyday items.
Knickknacks like mirrors. They loved mirrors. You know, they had never seen images in themselves unless it was in water.
To see the remnants of the original Fort Condy, just walk across the street to Mardi Gras Park, where there's a monument. Meanwhile, as we celebrate America 250 years, they're set to open a half-century time capsule buried in 1956 that will happen on July 4th weekend, along with a reenactment of the Battle of Fort Charlotte.
Taking another live look outside, this is Fairhope Pier. The breeze has calmed down quite a bit since the last few days. A little bit of a breeze out there, some cloudy skies as well. Hopefully the sunshine does decide to poke through, but taking a look at our radar, some of us are seeing some drizzles in the area. Most of us are still dry, but there are light showers in certain areas. Here's a look at our northern spots, Jackson, as well as Grove Hill, Thomasville. Those areas are starting to see some light showers, maybe some heavy downpours near Grove Hill as well. For the most part, it's going to be pretty spotty, maybe 10 to 15 minutes. Over near Mississippi, we were seeing some showers as well. One just moved through Agricola there. And then near the coastline, we do see some offshore showers near Dauphin Island as well as as Gulf Shores. Taking a look at Dauphin Island, you can definitely see that off in the distance. A little breezier near the coastline compared to our inland spots, but over the next 5 hours, could see partly cloudy skies. Hopefully that sunshine does decide to poke through. Temperatures grazing that 80-degree mark. Forecast for today in our Mississippi spots, a lot of us will be in the mid-80s. Could expect some light showers throughout the day. Some sunshine maybe later on this afternoon. Our more inland spots going to get closer to the upper 80s. We have 88 in Evergreen, 87 in Beatrice, 85 in Grove Hill, 86 in Chatham, and then 85 in Fruitdale. Partly cloudy skies. Could see some drizzles there as well, like we are seeing right now. Mobile and Baldwin County, 85 in Mobile, 84 in Foley, 85 in Seminole, 84 in Grand Bay, and 84 in Citronelle. Could see a rumble of thunder this afternoon. For the most part, a lot of us are going to see partly cloudy skies. Maybe a light shower moves in later, closer to the dinner time hours for Mobile and Baldwin County. Then we get into Northwest Florida. Then we see 85 in Navarre, 89 in Crestview, 87 in Jay, and 85 in Cantonment. Partly cloudy skies, some sunshine, maybe a light shower there too. And what we're tracking ahead into this weekend, right now it's extremely humid, but drier air starts to move through the area starting on Friday. So this weekend we're going to have very pleasant conditions, very nice mornings as well. Here's a look at our muggy meter over the next 5 days. We have another day of humid weather, muggy category for Wednesday. Then we slowly start to go down with that dry air slowly approaching. We'll be near the pleasant category by Friday, but take a look at Saturday and Sunday. 61 for a dew point on Saturday and then 59 on Sunday. It's going to be great this weekend overall. Over the next 7 days, here's our lows as well. 60s over the weekend, 58 on Sunday. It's going to be really nice starting on Friday. So if you have any plans this coming weekend, it's going to be great to get outdoors. Overall 7-day forecast shows we got to get through a couple more days of some wet weather. Temperatures are definitely going to be on the warmer side, but this weekend definitely will finally get that taste of fall we've all been hoping for.
All right, Hannah, thank you. Well, AI will be Santa's helper this holiday season. American Express enters the growing commerce media race, and more affordable furniture options could soon be coming your way. Fox's CJ Papa has today's business headlines.
A very merry holiday shopping season is in store, according to Adobe Analytics. They're forecasting online sales to bring in over $253 billion, a 5.3% jump from last year, and that Cyber Monday will once again capture the title of biggest shopping day of the year.
5% is a little slower than it's been, say last year, but it's actually more than it was 2 years ago or 3 years ago. So it's not a slowdown. Even if they say it's a slowdown, it's not happening. It's going to be great.
On U.S. retail sites, shoppers will be clicking on links suggested by AI chatbots. American Express wants to give advertisers the ability to reach you in what it's calling relevant moments. Its new service, Amex Ads, connects card members with premium brands, letting them buy display placements on Amex-owned properties. Starting with AmexTravel.com, ads will target members based on transaction and travel booking data. The company says Amex Ads aims to build off the foundation of relevant value that has made Amex offers a success for over a decade. And furniture giant IKEA serving up more meatballs in the U.S. It just purchased a building in Manhattan, Nike's former flagship store in Soho. It will house a 2-story IKEA store, and other floors will be office space that can be rented. IKEA also recently revealed plans for a new store in Huntsville, Alabama, the first in the state. The Huntsville store expected to open early next year. IKEA told USA Today earlier this year its plan was for 11 new locations by the end of the year. CJ Papa, Fox News.
Gonna have to take a trip to Huntsville then. I love some IKEA. Well, coming up, it's National Taco Day, and we're telling you about some deals you can take advantage of to celebrate. Excited for that one. Plus, Starbucks is collaborating with this beloved character to create the cutest merchandise. We have this story and much more coming up in our midday. Well, it's a good day today. This week's Taco Tuesday comes with more to celebrate.
Today is National Taco Day, and Ashley and I have not stopped talking about how much we love tacos.
Hungry. Many restaurants have joined the celebration and are rolling out deals for taco lovers.
Taco Bell is offering rewards loyalty program for members. $1 Cantina Chicken Soft Taco in its app.
Yeah, Del Taco is serving up a free The Del Taco with a minimum purchase of $10 on its rewards app or website.
But no matter where you are, make sure to check in with your favorite taco spot for some potential deals. We have a Del Taco here.
Do we?
Do we?
I don't know. Okay, our producer just said no, but we do have a Taco Bell, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, I go there too much.
I love Taco Bell. Taco Bell, I think I've talked about this before, is my #1 favorite fast food restaurant with Chick-fil-A.
Yes, same.
A close second. It's so good.
Taco Bell is my go-to on the weekends. That is my reward for getting through my weekend shift is I get Taco Bell on the way to the Sunday, my Sunday shift in
What's
the evening.
What's your favorite taco, if you had to pick
My
one?
favorite taco, I don't know, but I will tell you my favorite thing from Taco Bell is the Mexican pizza. That is my go-to. I'm so mad they upped the price on it. I remember when those things were $2.
Guys, we could really talk about it all day long.
I see what
But
you
here's
did
our
there.
next story.
A beloved dinosaur stolen from a California gas station is back where it belongs.
Yeah, the alleged thief returning it with a note apologizing for their bad deed.
The owner of the Sinclair gas station in Brentwood getting a little emotional about the return of a green dinosaur character affectionately dubbed Claire.
Oh, she usually sits on the busy San Vicente Street corner by his business.
Saturday, September 27th, Claire was taken, and a week and a day later, she was returned.
Yeah, and in this video, you can see the vehicle roll up and the 4-foot fiberglass dinosaur brought home again.
Monday, customers were jubilant, posing with Claire, saying that Claire is kind of a team mascot, a good luck charm, if you will.
And afterwards, she was loaded up and carted away by employees inside until she can be bolted down safely outside. No hard feelings here. Look at her costumes as well. I love that. And a welcome home party. That's so much fun.
I do love that. Honestly, that is amazing. I don't know where Sinclair, I guess they're on the West Coast more than anything.
Yes.
I've seen them in movies and stuff like that. I'm like, oh my God, it's the dinosaur gas station.
Yeah, so growing up when we'd vacation, specifically to the northern states like Michigan, Wisconsin, we would come across a lot of Sinclairs, and there are pictures of us as kids sitting on the dinosaur.
Really?
Yeah, because a lot of
Oh my
kids will
gosh,
hop on it for a
yes.
photo shoot. So I can see why they would be sad, and thankfully
They
the
have
person
one near
brought
Wisconsin
it back.
Dells. Now that you bring that up, I remember we stopped there a lot when I was a kid. That was our go-to summer spot with the grandparents and the cousins.
So much fun. So
Yes.
glad the person thought to bring it back as
I
well.
wonder if they just felt guilty because Claire just has the
They
spirit
better.
in
Claire's
her.
a cutie. Well, Starbucks is teaming up with Hello Kitty.
Starting November 6th, Starbucks coffee houses across the U.S. as well as Canada will start featuring Hello Kitty merchandise. That includes plush toys, coffee mugs, as well as tumblers.
Little Ashlyn would have loved this. Starbucks is also giving a sneak peek at its menu for the holiday season. Offerings will include the peppermint mocha, caramel brulee latte, iced sugar cookie latte, and of course the iced gingerbread chai.
The new menu will also be available starting that same day, November 6th.
Just a few weeks from now. Did you like Hello Kitty growing up?
I did, yes. I was a huge Hello Kitty and Barbie child.
Oh yeah, I
growing
almost
up.
said Barbie. I meant Hello Kitty because I liked both so much.
I did too. I would say I was more of a Barbie and Disney child, but it would probably go Barbie, Disney, then Hello Kitty for my top 3 when I was a kid.
Hopefully Hello Kitty will make a bit of a comeback because I feel like less kids know about
I would
her.
say I agree with that statement. I will say it does warm my heart when I see Hello Kitty stuff in like TJ Maxx and Home Goods. You know, us as adults collect the things we loved as a kid. Like I love Stitch and things like that. I collect Stitch holiday decorations.
Yes, you do. I've seen them.
I have the
You need to
Halloween
start a new collection.
and Christmas Stitch collection. So
I love it. Well, we just mentioned Barbie as well. And speaking of Barbie, Mattel is introducing Team Barbie, immortalizing 4 rugby stars in doll form all ahead of International Day of the Girl.
The players are England's Ellie Kildun, U.S. Olympic medalist Ilona Maher, and New Zealand's Portia Woodman Wycliffe and Francis Nasira Condi. Excuse me if I said all those
that's a
names
lot of names there.
incorrectly.
It's okay. So only Mars Barbie will be for sale starting next year.
Mattel created a brand new body sculpt just for her.
Yeah, the company says it celebrates strength with a straighter, more athletic torso, visibly defined arms, shoulders, and legs, plus sculpted core and back muscles.
International Day of the Girl is this Saturday.
And I want to point out, we are big Dancing with the Stars fans as well. Alona Mar danced on the show last year.
I was so rooting for her.
Yes.
I've been better, Carrie Ann, is what plays in my head all the time. Oh my gosh.
She's just a wonderful symbol of female empowerment. It's so neat to see Barbie creating more inclusive representation.
I do really enjoy that, especially the muscular build. That is one thing I love about Alona. She talks about body positivity because, you know, she is a rugby player and she has these big muscles because it is a hard sport to play. So she talks about that, and then the meal she eats. What actually got me into it was when she was going over what she ate when she was in the U.S. Olympic Village, and it involved a lot of carbs, and she's like, carbs don't make you fat.
At one point she had a huge croissant, I think, which is, love her. We can talk about them all day long for sure. It's 11:50 now. We'll be right back in just a moment. Hannah, we're taking a beautiful live look where?
Dauphin Island looking great, but for the most part, still gloomy out there. Could see some rain showers developing by this afternoon, but we got to survive these warm and toasty conditions for the next few days. Luckily, a change in the forecast is coming this weekend.
Welcome back. A national celebration highlighted by a vivid aerial display turned to panic when the aerial drones in the sky started raining down fire on spectators. Jeremy Roth has today's Take a Look at This.
Watch an impressive aerial drone show in China turn chaotic after spectators were seen scurrying from falling fireballs. Several of the drones featured in the impressive coordinated air show appeared to have fireworks attached to them, and videos shared across social media showed fiery debris raining down and even shots of fires on the ground below the falling embers. The malfunction happened during a National Day holiday celebration in the city of Liang, which frequently hosts pyrotechnic shows and is known as the fireworks capital of China. According to local media citing authorities, no injuries were reported in the bizarre and incendiary aerial incident. But hey, it's not all bad news drone-wise. Just take a look at a marine mammal rescue made possible with the help of, you guessed it, an aerial drone. After a sea lion in the Salish Sea was spotted suffering from a plastic packing strap wound tightly around its neck, a multi-agency rescue effort was launched by air and sea. First, an aerial drone was used to locate the ailing animal, and then teams moved in to track, wrangle, and sedate it so they could carefully remove the suffocating strap before re-releasing the rescued mammal. Scientists say the rescues are a reminder of the far-reaching impact that our trash can have on the planet. It's also a reminder that when they aren't raining hellfire from the skies, drones can be plenty helpful. This one didn't just aid in a critical animal rescue, it allowed you to watch it all unfold in glorious high definition. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
Y'all, we're laughing because George Armated Sky has been in here during the newscast. You're working hard, George. Good job.
Thank you, George.
He's in the zone.
He really is.
He's working on our set right now. Anyway, let's talk about the weather.
Well, you know, not much of a change. The only change we're really seeing is the fact that we're not seeing those widespread showers and thunderstorms like we were seeing yesterday and the day before, specifically this weekend. So luckily, those areas that have seen a bit of flooding will probably get a break today, but we can still see those light showers, maybe a rumble, a thunder or two in a few areas, especially near the coastline. But we do look to see some heavier downpours possible later on this evening. But for the most part, a lot of us will stay dry today. We'll need this rain, though. Hopefully we see a difference in our drought conditions on Thursday. That's when our drought monitor map gets updated once a week. But temperatures will be on the warm and toasty side, feeling like the mid-90s, even though the temperature is in the mid-80s because of how hot it is out there. Here's a look at our futurecast to give you an idea of what I'm trying to mention. As you can see, a lot of those coastal showers fizzle out. We have more scattered showers possible around the dinner time hours, especially east of the bay. But with not a lot of instability in the air, they do fizzle out after about 30 minutes. So just leaving us with some heavy downpours. Maybe we'll see some lightning with these, but for the most part, we clear out around 11 o'clock tonight, leaving us with partly cloudy skies into our Wednesday. One thing I did want to point out, since it is fall break this week, a lot of people are probably going to head to the beaches. Do have a medium risk of rip currents tomorrow, but we could see a high on Friday. So just be cautious getting into the water and pay attention to
Great reminders there. What do you say we go grab some tacos?
I'm all for it.
Thank you all so much for watching Fox 10 Midday. Be sure to stay tuned for Fox 10 Live at 3 p.m. Enjoy your Tuesday.